Hey guys, it's Coach Allen, and I want to talk to you about how to gain weight for basketball. I would say 9 out of 10 basketball players that I meet, regardless of age or level, is looking to put on muscular body weight. And the reason I say muscular body weight is we want to add muscle, which is giving our car a bigger engine. We don't want to intentionally add excess body fat. That's dead weight. That's the equivalent of wearing a weighted vest as you're running up and down the court to play. So we want to add functional tissue. And in order to do that, first and foremost, before we even talk about nutrition, it's important that you're on a progressive strength program. You can't just eat something and it magically turns to muscle. You need to turn it into muscle by going through a progressive strength training program. But now looking from a nutritional standpoint, please know, I'm not a sports nutritionist, I'm not a registered dietitian, I'm a performance coach, but I can give you some general principles, if you will, of what you need in order to gain weight. First of all, for the most part, gaining weight is simply math. It's calories in versus calories out. And I do say that, I know that oversimplifies it, but it's true. You need to make sure that there is a surplus of calories that you're taking in at the end of every single day. So a few things to think about. One, eating more calories on a daily basis. This is not something that you want to build brick by brick. So if you're looking to gain weight, first of all, I think you need to make it the goal of trying to gain between a ½ pound and 1 pound of body weight per week. Well, in order to do that, it's important that you make these incremental steps, again, brick by brick, and you're eating a little bit more every single day. For the most part, if you take the body weight that you're trying to get to and you multiply it by the number 25, that will give you a pretty good rough estimate of how many calories that you need to take in. So again, you're not doing it by your current body weight, you're going by the body weight that you're trying to achieve. But I want you to be realistic when you're doing that. If you currently weigh 160 pounds, don't multiply it by 190. That's not going to do anybody any good. I want you to work in small increments. So maybe you aim for 165 or even 170 if you're being really ambitious. But you take that number, you multiply it by 25, and that's how many calories you're going to need every single day. And then you take those calories and you divide it by the number of meals that you plan on eating. I recommend that you break it up and you eat 5 to 6 smaller meals instead of the traditional breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you decide that you want to weigh 170 pounds, because you're currently at 160, so you multiply 170 by 25 and you divide that by 6, that will tell you approximately how many calories you need to eat per meal. Now, from a caloric intake, you want to eat foods that are calorically dense. Broccoli, as healthy as it is for you and as good as it is for you, doesn't have a tremendous amount of calories. You can eat an entire bag of broccoli and it's only at best 100 or 200 calories. Where something else like peanut butter or trail mix is very calorically dense. So you want to try to eat some calorically dense foods. Again, peanut butter and trail mix are two of the best ones that you can have. And then you can also combine that with things like shakes. And if you want to try some different supplements, as long as they're not performance enhancing supplements, they're really the equivalent of food, then it's really not a problem. But the most important part is just understanding that you have to be taking in more calories every single day. You're going to set the goal of trying to gain a ½ pound to 1 pound of body weight per week, and then you'll add that up to your goal. So if you're trying to get from 160 to 170, that should be something that you're trying to do over the course of 8 to 10 weeks. You're not or should not be trying to gain 8 to 10 pounds in 1 to 2 weeks. That'd be unhealthy to do. So we want to make sure that we spread this out. And if you eat this way in conjunction with a progressive strength program, then you'll be well on your way to gaining weight for basketball.